Now I'm going to discuss, you know, one guy was commenting and he was telling me, Hamis, how do you deal with the poor people? Because I mentioned about 100 millions, I mentioned about a lot of things, but actually, got business. We need all kind of people. We need the rich and the poor. Um, we, the poor people, we are looking at the small scale. I told you, the smaller the space, the more you invest in the feeds. So let's say if you have your 50 by 100, that's a very big space for accommodation of the animals, and it can really give you very good results. You can even put over 300 goats in that 50 by 100. But what do you need to do? I want you guys to understand me very well. I want you to listen to me very, very well. Like, if you have no bigger land, what do you need to do? You need to plant the grasses. And let me tell you one thing, if every family of this country would have at least 10 goats, that is around 5 millions at 500,000, or it is around 200,000, sorry, 2 millions at 200,000. But just imagine, there is a lot of families here that they can't even afford to have 1 million. And even if you're putting one of the family members in prison, they can hardly raise even 200,000. But you know what? This is a rainy season as per now. This rainy season, there is rain, the grasses are growing every month, you know, and people are growing beans, people are growing soya beans, people are growing a lot of legumes that has a lot of protein and which has a lot of carbohydrates. What am I trying to explain to you? We can use even those leftovers, like the soya bean leftovers, like the maize leftovers, even the cobs themselves, they can be crushed into the same. And then also, we have those grasses like the panicum, mukonzi konzi, that's in Uganda. You know, there is panicum maximum and giant panicum. People are cutting that. You know what surprises me, or what keeps me really unhappy to my countrymen or even my friends? Right now it's raining, we have a lot of grasses, but people don't even think about of storage of grasses. Me, the stupid Hamis, is the one that is struggling with planting, harvesting, crushing, and make what you're seeing. You see, these guys are really very happy. They are very happy just because of the grass called alfalfa. I'm telling you the truth. This brings a lot of muscles in the animals. So those people who don't have big lands, please, you can even go to the neighborhood. More so, if you're not in the town and you're in the village, you tell them to give you all the leftovers from their gardens, like the soya bean leftovers, like the beans, like real beans leftovers, maize leftovers, even the cobs. Cobs, those are very good source of carbohydrates, and that is energy, and that is what is converted into a fat. So people who are my type, like the way you told me, that I only talk about of the rich people, I want you to aim. This project is a project that allows you to invest slowly. Start, but you start with what is also another point. Because if you don't have money, what do you have to look at? Do you have a small space? Like now, this is not even 50 by 100. This is 20 by maybe 30 or 50 or 40 in the length. And here it's already 10 goats. And, you know, even 20, even 50 goats can fit in here. And you feed it like the way you're seeing me feeding them. So basically, if you have a space like this, just only look at where are you getting the feeds and what are the nutritional values of the feeds. Actually, the reason why people have really failed to do goat farming is because they get a wrong approach. Somebody does only silage and say, I'm only doing silage. You get? And these animals are fond of utilizing the dry grasses even more. I have told you many times, if you have silage, do a half of silage, a half of a kilo of silage, give it to that one goat. Then also give it a quarter of that concentrate, the one that I've told you. That concentrate, mix it in the maize bran. If you have a grass called Chloris Guyana, mix it there. Because Chloris Guyana has a lot of carbohydrates. Like for Napiers, it's also good if you give them fresh. Maybe you can even dry it, or you can even chop it. It also has carbohydrates, but we need grasses that are hard, which has a lot of carbohydrates. Goats really want to feed on those grasses. They are called grasses. It's more important. So if you have chloris and you have no maize, you can just use chloris because it's a source of carbohydrates. Put in our concentrates, which has vitamins like premix and other vitamins. Then also have your alfalfa as a source of protein. Or maybe soya if you have it. Or maybe soya leftovers. It has some good protein. And a poor person like Hamiisi can ably have it. I'm telling you the truth. My aim, it's very hard. Those small families, it's very hard to have one that can follow Hamiisi, because most of those people do not use internet, do not have internet. People are just planting sugar cane, and those are the businesses that they give them. But the truth is, if you do sugarcane and you're taking 2 years to harvest sugarcane, you're already a poor person. How are you surviving for the 2 years? By the time they pay you that money, you have already eaten more than what you're going to get. You're in debt, so you're living a miserable life. But at least have something. I cannot deny you to do the sugarcane. Well, do it. But how do you deal with the leftovers of the sugarcane? The sugar tapes are carbs, carbohydrates. They can as well give you a fat. Look for a protein. So, my dear, the small farmers, I want you to have land. After having land, look for the source of the grasses. Harvest the grasses. I've told you we need the carbohydrates and the protein. We need chloris, we need blackarea, mulatto, and we also need chloris Guyana, and alfalfa is also another good deal. So my dear, that's what I really wanted to inform you. That's what I wanted to show you, and let me just wish you the best. Bye.